Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to DC's Stargirl. This time we're on episode 12 of season 1. Last time we were introduced to Justin, aka the Shining Knight, and the leader of the Seven Soldiers of Victory. The original team, Pat and Sylvester, were on as Starman and Stripe, respectively. But Justin, he had his mind wiped. He actually, when the original team lost in their battle against Dragon King, he kept on going, he kept up the search, and he tried to confront Dragon King himself, but then they kidnapped him, they captured him, wiped his memory, and then let him loose in Blue Valley, and that's how he became the janitor. He lost his memory, and he had, temporary kind of flashes here and there, but overall he could remember nothing. And it was a super emotional scene watching him get reunited with Pat, and actually revealing the truth and everything, him, that one line, they destroyed everything that he was, that just took everything I had. So yeah, it was a super emotional scene, but it's good to see him reunited again, and he was there pretty much half the episode. It was half the episode was him, the other half was us discovering Courtney's true parentage, that her father wasn't actually Starman. He very barely looked like Starman. But he was just another guy. I think Sam Curtis was his name, and he came by with his stuff, and he had like a locket of his own with a picture of Courtney inside it and stuff. So to begin with, he seemed nice. He seemed like a genuinely remorseful guy who wanted to get to know Courtney and reconcile after all these years. But in the end, his idea was just to get the locket back, sell them both, and buy his own place and stuff like that. So he was only really here for the money. He was only really there to for an excuse to get some more to get some more funding for his own place. So wasn't really true love or anything like that. So Pat got onto it and warned him against returning to Blue Valley, and warned him never to come back and break Courtney's heart again, like he just did. So that whole scene showed Courtney that, for one thing, not only is her father not Starman, but also her real father doesn't really care enough about her to come back or to be there for her. But also that she isn't, her bloodline has nothing to do with Starman. She's not his true daughter. She's not like the true kind of the true heiress to his stuff or anything. She's just another girl. But in the end, being surrounded by her mum and Pat, she kind of reinstilled that belief in herself that she is Stargirl, because she has that motivation and that courage to fight the good fight again. So it was a cool scene in that regard. And then the staff, and then it was like a really, really well executed scene. The music, the build up and the glowing and the hair and everything. It was just a really cool scene of her reclaiming her position as Stargirl. And then even Justin came down the stairs and said, "Aye, the Queen has risen." So the Queen, Stargirl is back. So I think, to my knowledge, this is the first. This is not only the first of a two-parter, but this episode and the next one are going to be the finale episodes of season 1. So I mean, the way the story's been going so far, it definitely feels like the stuff is coming to a pretty tight close. Like, the villains have all been unveiled, and they're slowly realizing stuff. And even Jordan found out that Barbara had been googling Starman and found out that Icicle killed him. So he's kind of got his own suspicions, and they've turned on the machine. And we've got about, I think, 12 hours left. I think it is 12 hours left until the heart of America has been brainwashed by the ISA. So the JSA has to band together again and stop him. But now, I think the team is even bigger. They've got Pat as Stripe. They've got Justin's going to be returning. I don't know if he's got his armor back, but Justin's going to be coming back as Shining Knight, and Barbara is going to help in any way she can. I'm sure she can do some stuff too. But we still got the JSA. We've got Wildcat, Owlman, Dr. Midnight, and stuff. And yeah, so I'm still kind of curious as to whether we're going to see anything happen with Mike. If we're going to see anything happen with Mike, I mean, I'm half expecting him to stumble upon the Johnny Thunder pen and just activate it in some way and receive those powers, and then the team has no choice but to let him fight the battle with them. But another half of me thinks that's not going to happen. And even if they did tease that, it would be in the finale. It would be like an opener for season 2. Like, oh, Mike has powers now. Johnny Thunder's been revealed. Because I think season 2 would definitely bring along the opportunity to introduce a lot more characters, to do a lot more stuff. But yeah, I mean, season 2 is a while away, so I don't even know if there's no official kind of premiere date for it. I don't even think they've actually started shooting, and I think a lot of stuff can't be shot just as of yet because of the ongoing COVID stuff. So Yeah, it's a while away. It's a while away. But we do have some CW shows returning in January, so that should be fun. That should be very, very fun. But yeah, that is pretty much all I've got from the last one. So on to this one, the penultimate episode of the season. Loving how it's been going so far. This show has been such a thrill to watch, with you guys and also just as like an actual DC show. So I can't wait to see how it all goes. I think again it's a part 1, so it's definitely gonna end on some kind of cliffhanger. So that alone has me tense as all hell. But it should be fun. It should be fun. So this one is going to be the highlight reel, as always, as always on YouTube. But if you guys want to watch the full-length reaction, all you need is your own copy of the episode to sync it up, and you should be good to go. That reaction will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. But yeah, that is it. So on to part 1, Stars and Stripe, episode 12. Let's go. Is he still thinking about Barbara? Does he want to save her?
Let me know when Stargirl and her family are dead.
No, I don't think so. I do not think so.
I brought you down here because I want to explain something to you, okay? And it's something that
Don't aim it at your face.
I have no idea how to Mike,
Sick of it. Stop.
I'm sorry.
He's trying to tell
Mike?
you now and you're not listening. Oh, crap-a-doodle-doo.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, he's got dodging. Oh, Tigress is going to be going after them. Tigress is going to go after them. Whoa. Oh, she's suited up. She's suited up. Oof.
I'll tell you what.
Oh.
Old school.
Oh, fists.
You and me. What do you say?
Yeah, fist fight.
I'd like that.
Good old-fashioned fist fight.
I'd like it too.
Oh, yeah.
I like you, Pat.
Oh, he's got super punches. Oh. Oh, the ribs. Oh. Come on, Justin. Please tell me Justin can save him. Justin. Oh, Mike. Oh, drilled him in the back.
Stay away from my kid.
Okay. Yeah, she's a proud mama. She's a proud mama. There we go. Yeah. Boom. Yeah, the family came through. Yeah, Barbara and Mike came through. Stripe online, autopilot enabled. He has that kind of software on a flip phone. He has it on a flip phone of all things, really.
Hey, I'll explain it all.
Like, not even an Android, a flip phone.
Bring the drill.
Jesus. Anaya Bowen, calling in the fiddler. Calling in the fiddler.
And eventually they stopped bothering him.
Why?
Because he took the bow of his violin
And smashed his face
and
in.
put it through one of their eardrums.
Okay, alright.
They never bullied him again.
The bow of the violin. I don't know. Is that the little string? Is that the thing you do to do the? Oh, is he gonna smash that through the face, or is he gonna shove his head in through the outer end of the drum of the tuba? Who's here? Oh, is it Justin? Is it Justin? Is it Shining Knight? I think it's Justin. Ah, and he brought food.
I bring forth a feast
He brought food.
fit for kings and queens.
Oh, he brought takeaway. Nice.
And loyal steeds.
Loyal steeds. Oh, it actually vrooms like a car and parks like a car,
You're
yeah.
gonna teach me how to drive that thing.
Never.
I feel like Cindy might end up breaking out and she might go straight after the kids. Yeah. Yeah, so it'll be Stripe and Shining Knight versus the adults and then be the kids versus Cindy. I think that would be a cool way to pull off like the Legacies versus Legacies and the original ISA versus the JSA. Yeah. Yeah, pretty big room. A massive. Oh, that's a satellite. That's a satellite they picked up. That is a big satellite. And it's underground. It's all underground too. That is a lot of space. That's a lot of room underground, yeah. Oh, they've got like a Cerebro from X-Men. Yeah, like a massive dome with panels and stuff, yeah. And like a floating platform. Yeah, it's like it's like Cerebro from X-Men.
Every cell in your prefrontal cortex is going to melt.
Oh,
And
So
your
what is-
spinal cord
will break.
will turn into slush.
Oh.
Understood.
So if it'll either work or he'll end up paralyzed and brain dead. Sounds a lot riskier than it's worth. Oh. Did it break him? Did it break him? Is his
Dr. King,
prefrontal cortex done and his spinal cord slushed?
I've tried. My mom's birthday, my dad's, mine. I don't know what else it could be.
Oh, birthdays would be really obvious, wouldn't they? They'd be really pretty obvious.
Call me due time.
Yeah.
I'm going to go clean the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a blast.
Yeah, I mean, being a giant is kind of built into him now. He's been doing it for so long. Yeah.
Got a magic staff.
Mm.
I need a staff.
No, you need a pen. You need
Or a
a
robot.
pen. You need a pink pen. Yeah, that lasts when you click it.
You know, you're so lucky the staff picked you. Tell you one thing. Would have made my paper out so much easier.
True.
Just flying through the sky on a staff and throwing papers down people's chimneys. Like a reverse Santa Claus.
Try it. But he still built Stripe, you know?
Mm.
Maybe one day I could do something like that. For the JSA.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's Anaya.
Bowen.
It's Ms. Bowen.
Jordan sent me to make sure you don't fail a second time. I feel sick imagining how your daughter's gonna turn out. She's a wild animal, just like her mother.
Oh, damn.
I'm saying you're unfit to be parents.
No way Fiddler goes out like that. No, no way Fiddler goes out like that. No, I'm sorry, that's how you end Fiddler? No, I refuse that. I do not accept. I do not accept. No way Fiddler goes out like that. Mm-mm.
Are we gonna be okay?
Yeah, there's still a season 2 coming, I'm sure. Yeah.
So what about his car? Is there anything
Oh,
there?
the yellow car. Yeah, the yellow car.
The
The Mustang.
I mean, I don't know.
The license
Wait.
plate.
The
license-
1966 Mustang.
Oh, 1966. Yeah,
That's it.
that's it. It
Right
works.
there.
Rick.
They've got it. They've got it. Okay.
I don't want you going anywhere near this place.
Well, you'll let a 15-year-old go? I'll be 16 in May. If there's a problem,
You, Mike Dugan, have the most important job of all.
Hold the fort.
You're gonna look after the dog.
Yeah, he's not
Is that really
gonna
all
let.
I'm good for, the dog?
He's
It's an
not letting that
important
one
job,
go.
buddy.
Yeah,
Do it
he's
with
not letting that
pride.
one go.
Actually, you know what?
Oh yeah, Justin's with them with his sword, with his giant sword. Yeah. Wish he had his suit back or some kind of suit. Yeah.
okay, the password is new kids on the block. What's that mean? It's just random words.
New Kids on the Block.
is an American boy band. that
Yeah, I
enjoyed
figured,
success in
yeah.
the late 1980s and early
Yeah.
1990s.
Whatever they're going to make people believe in, they call it the new constitution.
The new
They want to
constitution.
combat, force them to embrace solar and wind power.
What?
They're going to eliminate discrimination over race, religion, sexual orientation.
You're kidding me.
Are they the good guys? Universal healthcare. Are these the
Universal
good
health.
guys? No way the bad guys have a good guy
Pat?
plan.
Are you sure we're on the right side?
Yeah.
It's gotta be something else.
No,
Nah.
Mr. Dugan, there are people who will fight too hard against the reprogramming process.
And they would die.
What happens to them?
They die.
Their brains will shut down.
Mrs. Dugan?
Oh, oh no, she's already controlled.
Barbara?
Barbara's controlled. She's under control. Is Justin under their control too?
Justin.
Oh no, Justin, not Shining Knight.
What do we do?
Even Pat. Oh yeah, no, Pat's just not even the robot's just like. Mm-mm. Oh no. Stargirl versus Stripe. Stargirl versus Stripe. Oh, Stargirl versus Stripe. Oh, that was a good cut. That was a good cut. That was a very good cut. Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay. Don't know why I'm shaking my head. I've got my hood on because my hair is really messy. So, no hair to shake as of yet. Okay, damn. Okay, okay. That was a hell of an end for the two-parter. For the first part. So they've actually started controlling a few people, mainly the peeps in Blue Valley. So we had Justin, Barbara, and Pat under their control and everything. But with Pat's one, there was actually like an override for the robot too. Like Pat was staring off into space, too busy being mind controlled. But then the robot actually, went into some kind of, danger mode and just fought back against Stargirl. So I think that would be an interesting fight to see, Stargirl versus Stripe, Stargirl versus the robot test that built. But yeah, that was a hell of an episode. So we had Sportsmaster and Tigers versus the Whitmore Dugan family, and it was a well executed fight. I think it was a pretty well executed fight. I was surprised. I think I liked the kind of differentiation in their approaches. Sportsmaster already knew Pat outside of being Sportsmaster. He already knew him. He was like his trainer. He was the guy who tried to get him into actual health and fitness and all that. So he didn't really see a point in actually suiting up when he already knew who Pat was. And I think he personally wanted that approach of actually unveiling who he really was and how he knew who Pat was. So that was that fight. And I think his fight against Pat was more brutal. And I think Sportsmaster, he has like super punches. He jumped in the air and did a kick and things like that. I'm wondering if he and Tigers actually have some sense of superpowers, or if they're just really, really super agile or something. But I don't know. But Sportsmaster, threw some kicks and punches, and he slammed the door on Pat's ribs, and that was brutal. That was brutal to watch. But it was a well executed fight. It was a really cool fight to see. And then in the end, Barbara and Mike respectively came in. Barbara was the first one attacked by Tigress. So then Courtney came in to save her, and then Courtney was under attack, and then Barbara came in to save her with the plant pot over the head. But then Mike came in. Mike's one, he literally drilled into Sportsmaster's back. He literally stabbed him in the back with the drill and stuff. So he caught him off guard with that, and then Pat came in with the final swing of the pipe to his head. So that was cool. Really cool fight to see there. But yeah, Sportsmaster and Tigers, I think they are very much more like the kind of psychopathic members of the ISA. Like they're not really they're definitely more the brawns than the brain. They're not really too connected to what the project is. They're just there to enforce the ISA's rule and enforce the ISA's kind of much more physical like prowess and stuff. Them to being like master combatants and excellent fighters. They're the ones there to put people back in line and stuff. So yeah, seeing them there was cool. And then Fiddler, I don't know. I do not accept that death of Fiddler. I do not under any circumstances accept that death of Fiddler. That was a terrible end. I don't believe she's dead for even a second. I don't believe, because if she is actually dead from that is a terrible way for her to go. I mean, I figured she'd be attacked. I figured they'd attack her, like the way she was talking about the way she was taunting Sportsmaster and Tigers, the way she was talking about them and their daughter and saying they were unfit to be parents, I figured, especially with the camera angle at the end, I figured, okay, they're gonna fight her, or they're gonna attack her in some way. And especially even when Tigers pulled out her crossbow and fired, I think there was like a 2-second delay. Like she pulled it up, aimed it, and there was like a 2-second delay, and then she fired it, and then Anaya didn't even Anaya didn't even react. Like she didn't even try and stop it. I mean, because I think there was enough time in that moment for her to process that, the bow was aimed at her. But I don't know if she was then contemplating whether or not Tigers would actually kill her, because Tigers and Sportsmaster, unless they're given orders, I don't really think they can actually kill someone from within the team, even if they're angry about they have to await orders from someone like Icicle or Brainwave, like Icicle being the leader. They have to await orders from him. Like he was the one who, way back when, actually gave them orders to actually suit up and get ready to fight for the ISA again. So yeah, but Fiddler, no, that is a terrible ending for her. And we even saw her giving her son some advice. Her son had been bullied for being the for having played tuba in the school band, so he was having a tough time. So she gave him some advice of what his father did when he played an instrument. He played the violin, and he shoved the bow of the violin through the person's eardrums. And for one thing, that's just painful as all hell. So that would understandably, that would very, very clearly send a strong message. But also the bow, I've never played violin, so I do believe that the bow is the actual string, the string he used to do the violin strumming. I believe that's because I think I can't imagine the bow being an actual part of the violin, and he just jams that in the ear. So I feel like, you know, the actual stick is actually thin enough, it's narrow enough to kind of go through. But even then, it's a horrible thought. It's a horrible thought, you know, jamming into someone's eardrums. I think I got like the only thing I can compare it to is John Wick 2, him literally, you know, shoving a pencil down someone's ear. But yeah, no, so again, like, because of that scene and because we've seen so little of her, I refuse to believe she's actually dead, because if she is dead, that is a horrible writing choice. I really would want to see more of her. But yeah, I don't, because, and I think, and just the way that scene was executed, it just seemed like a really, you know, weird pace. Like, you know, 1 minute she's taunting them, sure, that would make them frustrated, that would make them angry, that would actually make them, you know, that would irritate them enough to want to hurt her, but then the fact that they would actually go forward and kill her just seems really weird. And then there was like a slow camera pan to her violin case. I don't know if something was in there. I thought for a split second, oh, maybe you know, like the real her might pop out of the violin case or something. Maybe the Anaya they killed was like a decoy of some sort. Maybe the real Anaya would actually jump out the violin case. I don't know, but there was a slow pan over to that. So I don't know if her violin was in there. I don't know if she actually brought it with her and was going to use it or something, but I mean, she kind of said that, she said that Icicle sent her to make sure that they don't fail a second time, so she would go with them the next time and immobilize the JSA so that they'd be standing still, and they'd just, you know, they'd then actually be easier to hit. But then, of course, the sadism in Tigers and Sportsmaster was brought out, and they said, "Oh, what fun is that? It's so much more fun when they're moving, and you can draw you can draw it out and go after them." Like they're literal psychopaths. They are psychopaths. They relish the violence and the killing and everything, and they kind of push the same kind of competitiveness and drive towards their daughter Artemis. So yeah, but no, I hope. I hope Fiddler isn't dead. I hope Fiddler is not dead. I really want to see more of Anaya Bowen. I really, like, she hasn't been she's gotten very barely any screen time. Like the one time we saw her use her power, or the two times we saw her use her powers, was in the hospital with Brainwave trying to wake him up, but also when she was with the gambler and they were picking up the satellite from the delivery truck. So that's it. That's it. We haven't seen anything else from her. It feels like she's taken from us too early. So I hope that is not the end of the Fiddler. And I think again, like, she didn't want her son brought into this business just as of yet. She thought it was too dangerous. So I doubt they're gonna bring in Isaac as the next Fiddler, especially in the state he's in right now. So yeah, I don't know. I don't believe she's dead. I'm gonna hold my hopes until the finale. I'm gonna hold my hopes until the actual finale and see what happens then. But yeah, I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But yeah, no, I like that we actually got like a reunion scene of some kind. We actually got like a reunion scene between the entire team. Like, you know, Pat and Mike and Courtney and Barbara actually reunited from their attack, and then they actually met the rest of the JSA at that really remote cabin out in the woods. And then the twist of, you know, Justin driving up in his truck with some takeaway, and he's like, "Oh, I bring forth a feast and a loyal steed." You know, him seeing the dog and saying, "Oh, a loyal steed." Not his steed, not his mighty horsey steed, but still like a loyal steed nonetheless. So yeah, the way he talks, you know, the fact that it's like some old timey English just makes it even better. But the way he talks is like, he has that kind of energy and kind of charisma to him that I really like, and it's just like, you know, just having him narrate stuff and him announcing things is just amazing. Like, and every time, like, you know, just him, just seeing him, you know, holding bags of takeaway and just be like, "I bring forth the feast," is just, it's a great way to announce it. It's a great way to announce it. But yeah, he came along, and then of course Pat put Stripe on autopilot, so it flew over and parked itself like a car. And I think, you know, because it is built from car parts, it vrooms like a car, and it parks. It has the parking beep like a car and stuff. So yeah, and Mike finally finds out about all this. He finds out exactly what's going on. you know, so that was cool. He finds out about Stripe. He finds out that Courtney's really Stargirl, and I do like that she actually let him still try out the stuff, even if it didn't actually grow up for him. But yeah, give him the pen. I said it then. I said it in the reaction. I'll say it again. Give him the pen. Give him the pink Johnny Thunder pen. Give him those powers. He can help. But yeah, I mean, they gave him the mission of actually, you know, staying back and looking after the dog. So clearly, nothing is going to happen in this season. But you know, if they tease it in the finale for next season, or if they tease it in the opening of the next season, then that would be even cooler. But yeah, no, I mean, I like that Pat actually questioned him. Like when Pat first took him to his to his repair shop, he actually questioned him. Like, he actually asked him, you know, like, have you told any of your friends about this? Because we know that, you know, like in like an earlier episode, he actually mentioned wanting to bring his friend Jakeem around his house, and people know Jakeem is the wielder of the Johnny Thunder pen in the comics. So I wonder if we might actually get like an appearance from him in the next season, or if we might actually get him, because I think. Yeah, like, it would only make sense for them to go down the canon route of whoever wields these powers and whoever wields the kind of instruments of power in the comics, and actually introducing them into the show. But yeah, I mean, Mike, I mean, it's a good thing now that they're actually finally. Now they're bringing him in because it's a necessity that they can't leave him behind or leave him out of this business and keep him safe at the same time, especially because Icicle made him a target. He told Brainwave, kill Mike, kill the boy too. We can't have like a legacy running around. So he made it clear that Mike needs to die too. So by that logic, you can't really leave him out of what's going on and keep him safe at the same time. So it only makes sense. But yeah, I mean, probably doesn't help him understand things that much better, knowing that, you know, if it wasn't an emergency, they might not have told him as soon, because I think they waited all this time to tell him. So yeah, but I think right now he is thinking more along the lines of, oh, I'm just glad they told me at this point. So he's finally, you know, glad to be, you know, part of whatever's going on. And it's cool to see all of the JSA hanging out there and actually sorting stuff out. And Rick even cracked the code. He cracked the code, and, you know, Pat helped him with the Mustang. I think the Mustang didn't come into mind. I think, you know, I mean, Rick mentioned his birthday, so I figured that was the only aspect in which his father might have cared about him. But I was still thinking, like, you know, well, you're his son. He must have cared. He surely would have cared about you. But then Pat mentions the yellow Mustang, the 66 Mustang, so that number was the key. That car was and I think that makes sense too. He worked on that car for so long. He worked on it for a long time, and then, you know, left it to Rick in the end, and Rick tried to work on it, you know, in the midst of his abusive uncle selling all of his carburetors in the meantime too. So the Mustang made sense. And he cracked it. And then the team unlocked everything. The team unlocked the map, the plans, the satellite, and everything. So, yeah, they've come ever closer to figuring out what the ISA's real plans are. So that was cool, and I think it was good that they actually. I think it's an interesting way of analyzing like exactly what they're gonna go about doing. Like, I mean, the way the ISA discussed it, they said that, you know, that, like, because they're not targeting all of America just yet, the ones on the outside of the plan, the ones on the outside of the kind of targeted area would likely fight back against all of this. So whoever you control, you would need them to be willing to fight for you and follow you in every way possible. So then that would spark like an American civil war, like the ISA followers versus the rest of America. So I think that is like, I think it's not going to go forward with that, but I think it's like an interesting concept of how this stuff might go down. But yeah, so that was cool. And then, of course, and then once they all go out to their respective areas, once they do their play their respective roles, Beth uses Chuck and finds out exactly what the ISA are planning. And the new constitution, again, it doesn't sound bad. It sounds ideal. That is, I think it's like a, you know, it's like the ultimate kind of like it's the ultimate it's the ultimate plot twist kind of moment where the bad guys actually end up having some kind of a good guy plan. Like they promise universal healthcare, a world free of discrimination, you know, based on whatever, no race, no gender discrimination, no sexual orientation discrimination, like no discrimination of any kind. People live as freely as they wish. and eco-friendly power supplies too. You know, investing in wind and air, like wind and water, like air and water power supplies. Like, you know, just living in like an actual utopia of sorts. Like, you know, like actually creating a world where people feel safe and happy, and like they're actually, you know, contributing, and like they don't have to suffer because of anything, because of how their life might be. But yeah, it's the ultimate plot twist. Well, and I think even I love that even Rick questioned that. Like, Pat, are you sure we're fighting for the good side here? Like, are we sure? Are we sure we're trying to stop the bad guys, but the bad guys have a plan this solid and this pure? Like, doesn't that make us the bad guys here? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It could be a decoy. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, no, but see, because of Jordan's position, I'm doubting that it's a decoy plan. I'm doubting it's a decoy plan because Jordan himself, he believes in an actual good America. He believes in an America that, you know, is powered by community and, you know, love and passion and all that kind of stuff. He believes in that, and but then the thing that makes him a villain is actually other people getting in his way. And I think the actual villainous aspect is how they're going about this. Actual, you know, like mind control takes away that whole aspect of free will. Like, you know, you're doing it for good reasons, but the means are what's bad. So, you know, you're like, you know, if you like start like a campaign, like you know, if Jordan campaigned to be the next president or something, or like the next mayor, then I mean, William was already the mayor, so I feel like if they actually used that, if they powered his campaign with this new constitution, then he would have easily been elected the mayor, and they would actually get what they want. But I mean, they want to they want more of America, because I think even if William was elected, I think he was actually going for like an election campaign. So he hadn't actually been elected yet. But even if they did, it would only be Blue Valley that went by those ideals. So they wanted more of America to fall under that ideal. So again, it sounds basically perfect, but it's the bad guys doing it, and they're doing it in a bad guy way, like mind control. No matter what you're trying to control them into thinking, mind control is it takes away a person's free will to do it of their own accord and to do it for their own reasons. So that is an invasion of their privacy and their mind and everything. You know, it's out of their control. Even if you're trying to make them good, if you're trying to make them do good things, they need to actually have the drive and the actual kind of, you know, like intent of doing. You can't make them do good things just for the sake of good things. So I think that might be exactly where it falls to be bad. But again, I think I mean, I can't fully. I mean, I don't know. I can't fully imagine. I don't know if I can actually fully imagine the rest of the ISA, you know, falling. I mean, Icicle and Brainwave, because Brainwave actually, you know, he became a villain because he saw the hatred in humanity. He listened to people's thoughts. He saw, like, in like we had an entire episode exploring that backstory and exploring how Brainwave truly felt about people once he started to read their thoughts. And he saw just how much darkness and you know, like murder and just, you know, all sorts of evil living in the minds and the hearts of human beings. Like, that's what drove him to become Brainwave, to actually kill people that he thought deserved it. So Icicle and Brainwave, I can see them wanting this kind of plan to come to fruition, but the rest of them, I don't know. Solomon Grundy, he's just like a mindless monster. I can't really imagine him like wanting to like strive for a better America. Maybe the fiddler, she wanted to keep her son away from all this because she knew how they were going about doing things, and she knew that the way they were doing things was questionable and villainous, so she wanted him kept away from this. Sportsmaster and Tigers, I can't imagine that. I mean, yeah, I mean, they haven't been overly discriminatory. They've kind of, you know, taken out people who don't believe in their daughter's kind of potential for success. So that's just kind of their own version of parenting. But they are pretty terrible parents. So there's that. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's like as soon as that plot twist comes out, it's like, yeah, wow, the good guys actually have like the bad guys actually have like a good guy plan. That is weird. That is actually weird to see, and it's like, you know, it's like a whole new take. I think it's like a different take on the whole. Every villain is the hero of their story. Like, you know, like Icicle and Brainwave do think that they are the heroes of the story, but you know, they obviously have people standing in their way who are aware of what their means of doing the good thing is. So that is what's questionable. So I mean, on the one hand, they could actually be bad guys trying to do a good thing, but just in the wrong, in the worst way possible, or it could be a decoy and they actually just want to control America to do whatever it is they want and stuff. So yeah, but then that would make you wonder if they really were the good guys. Maybe they'd actually explain this plan to the good guys, to the other good guys. Maybe they'd actually explain this plan to the JSA, and actually try and get their help doing it. But no, I mean, but then you'd have no drama. Drama is what makes a superhero TV show enjoyable. So if there was no drama, you probably wouldn't watch it as much. But yeah, I don't know. It's confusing. I think part of me thinks it might be a decoy. Like it might just be like, you know, like they prepared for someone to find it on their systems. They prepared for someone. I mean, the gambler even said, you know, I hacked your hack of our hack. So he was prepared for someone else to try and actually jump into their system and find out what they were planning. So in that sense, it could be a decoy. They just leave some really innocent looking plan lying around, but then deeper undercover, they have like another plan that's like, oh, everyone must be like us or else they'll be exterminated or something like that. So yeah, but so the plan then only targets fully developed minds. But then if it fails, that means that, you know, like Dr. Ito explained to Henry, that, you know, his spinal cord would turn to slush and his prefrontal cortex would all, like the cells would all die out. So I think it's with the other targets it works the same. If like, you know, he said, you know, like more and more people would actually fight back. So the people who fight back might actually cause the experiment to actually fail, and if that does, then they go brain dead. So it's dangerous. Again, these are terrible means. These are terrible ways of doing a good thing. So yeah, I mean, this would essentially just be like the new constitution would be an excellent presidential campaign. It would be an excellent presidential campaign, but no, Jordan just wants to mind control everyone. He just wants to mind control everyone. So yeah, they're villains though, so you can't really expect much else. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, no, that is pretty much all I've got from this one. I think Cindy is locked up. So I wondered if, I still wonder now if in the opening of the next one we might catch Cindy somehow breaking out, and then she suits up again and goes after the kids. But then all the adults have been mind control. All the adults have had their minds taken over. So it's only a matter of time before they break free and they have to fight back. But Justin is with Wildcat, and I wonder if Justin's gonna fight them, because I think the only fight back we saw was from the suit. It wasn't actually Pat himself controlling it. He was still looking up into space and too busy being mind controlled. But the suit took on like some kind of, you know, overdrive kind of mode and just fought back against Stargirl. So I don't know if I think that one might be fairly exclusive to the suit, but then Justin, I don't know if Justin's gonna end up fighting back, and then he's gonna end up fighting Yolanda and Owlman. Barbara, I don't know if Barbara's gonna fight back, but yeah, I don't know. I think the fight back in that sense might be exclusive to the suit, but they did say that if the people themselves fight back, then the brains would actually shut down and they would die. So yeah, but then if Cindy breaks out, then that would be like a round 2 between her and the JSA. So I think that should be fun to see. But yeah, the clock has done. I think they still have half an hour, but I think as of right now, they are still kind of starting off in Blue Valley, seeing how many minds they can control in Blue Valley before they extend their reach and reach out to all the more minds. So should be fun. But yeah, it's all coming together. So we'll see exactly how things go down in the finale. But yeah, that was Stargirl, Season 1, Episode 12. So let me know what you guys thought of this episode and what you think might go down in the finale, and what you think of this show overall, how you've enjoyed this first season and what you're looking forward to. But yeah, that is it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment on what you thought of the episode and what you think is coming up next time on Stargirl. Once again, the full length reaction will be over on Patreon, so you can go check that out over there. And yeah, that is it. So, I will see you guys next time.